quick stop at Badwater Basin and looking across Badwater Basin and up toward Telescope Peak, which is buried in those clouds on the horizon. So that's my goal. I may have to start from the top, hike down, hike back up. That's my alternative plan. But we're meeting with the rangers here this afternoon, and we're going to maybe come up with a definitive plan. But everything's all good.
My primary access to start my climb up Telescope Peak was down West Side Road, but the opening has been delayed by several days, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to pivot. I was able to meet with my assigned duty ranger, Ranger Annie, to discuss my options as a result of West Side Road still being closed, and she shared with me some more information, the fact that the road up to Mahogany Flats was going to be closed within a few hours, and that was going to cut off another access for my vehicle to put me in position to climb as an alternate route to go down the mountain and back up, and also shuttered off my access to my safety crew. Because of the great distances, me and my safety crew were having to travel now within Death Valley. We had to fuel up inside Death Valley, and you can see how costly that is. Death Valley's got over 1,000 miles of roads, so this fill up was inevitable. I never pass up an opportunity for training, and the Mesquite Dunes of Death Valley offered me the perfect environment to do this. Ridge walking on the high sand dunes was an absolute wonderful experience. I always enjoy cowboy camping every chance I get, and Death Valley is a perfect opportunity for this. The only problem I had at night was some wolf spiders wanting to do a sleepover with me, and there were 2 diminutive foxes that tried to keep me up all night by bothering me and trying to get into my food cache. I just couldn't get enough time in the Mesquite Dunes, hiking and just enjoying the absolutely incredible beauty of this barren wasteland. Glenn Mulloy and I were the only 2 out there in the dunes. They were pristine. While hiking the dunes, I didn't have any trouble even with the liquidy, very silty, soft sand on the new dunes. I didn't have a problem because I was wearing FlipSockz. They have the built-in gaiter, so it kept the sand out of my boots, which is absolutely incredible. And also, when I was exploring the Mosaic Canyon, looking for different rock formations, the socks performed perfectly there in the gravel, sand, and silt. Because there are 2 road closures, I had to start my hike up Telescope Peak at the charcoal kilns. This is a very historic site with a fascinating history. The road up to Mahogany Flats was closed just hours before my arrival, so this extended our hike and cut off primary access to my safety crew. So Glenn Snake Mulloy, head of my safety crew, decided to hike up with me as an added adventure for both of us.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Oh boy, it's cold here. It's like 20 degrees. I'm out in Death Valley, believe it or not. It's part of the Death Valley National Park. I'm getting ready to take the easy route up to Telescope Peak, a little over 11,000 feet, and then back down. Had to shorten up the route and actually take a different route because of road closures, and the National Park Service just would not cooperate with me and give me some exceptions. I think I'm special sometimes. Well, I tell you, I'm out here in Death Valley up in the mountains, and it is cold, but I got the right gear on. I got my Armor Skin liner socks, anti-blister socks. I got my FlipSockz with the built-in gaiters, and I got my micro spikes.
As we worked our way up Telescope Peak Trail, you can see how the weather was starting to decline on us. Actually, the sky was just starting to literally fall down on us. And so we have to be really careful and stick to our 1 o'clock turnaround time.
This is called using the rest step. So I would climb mountains the right way without being out of breath, lots of energy. But I tell you, looking ahead up here, the summit is looking pretty pretty gnarly. It's socked in with clouds and fog maybe, and so we're going to have to be really careful. Conditions, and it gets really, really dark up ahead, so we've had some really bad reports. So we may take a break here and boogie on down. And remember, getting to the top is optional, getting back down is mandatory. And it's supposed to be a sunny day, and the ceiling is just dropping down on top of us here. And it's going to get really, really bad here in short order. So we're considering pulling the plug.
It's pretty tough sometimes to keep smiling when I have to pull the plug on an adventure, but hey, my risk management skills have been honed over the decades, and I want to be able to come back home safely. Remember, getting to the top is optional, getting back down is mandatory. And I can't thank my sponsor, FlipSockz and Ben Whelden, enough for this opportunity to showcase his FlipSockz and to support my adventure in every way possible. Thanks, Ben.